Hi. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Check, check, check. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up or something. Hello? Okay, you guys. Hopefully you can hear me. And I'm not muted and you can see me. Check. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Carrie. Hi, Sue Malik. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's okay here. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for the flowers. Oh, how are you guys doing? Let me know, okay? Hey, Jan, because this is a crazy time. What is going on? Happy New Year, Mary. Thank you, Sylvia. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Oh, good, SCR. Yay. Here, I'll pin that up. Happy New Year. Did everybody have a good celebration? Oh, good. I did too. It was nice. It was quiet, but it was really nice. Hey, Maud. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. So what is the big day tomorrow? I think Daniel mentioned it. They're going to try to elect a speaker, and it's complete chaos. Oh, hey Gail. Can you tell me what dominoes are falling? Hey Gina. It looks like insanity. I One of the things I caught on X was this video of Mar-a-Lardo with uh Trump and Elon sitting at a long table, and well, actually, Trump was standing up and he was doing his dance, whatever that is, whatever you want to call it, um, his signature moves, and Elon was sitting, I imagine, to the right of him, right, uh, from what we could see, and oh my God, he was sitting away, talking about body language, and looking just disgusted, or I don't know, you can project whatever you want on his expression, but he looked embarrassed to me. Uh, he looked uncomfortable. He did not wanna be there. It was wild. Did anybody see that little snippet of a video? Yes, yes, absolutely, Gail. Oh, Daniel, do you mean like physically or in the presidency? Hey, Rabia. Um, It's it's insanity, and, there are those of us, whatever happens, because at this point, yeah, I can't help. I think any psychic, to have self-doubt or like, "This is this just what I wanna happen?" Uh, but I still don't see the inauguration going through. Now it might. Maybe my rational brain is just like, "How can it?" Because obviously the math isn't mathing, and it's such an egregious steal, and there's these sanctions, and it doesn't make any sense that Biden would leave us with such a nightmare. But it's hard to tell the way American democracy works. Um, like, the Schumers, and I don't mean to criticize Chuck Schumer. I My sense is that he wants to keep the norm. So ignore ignore the steal, just go on as usual and, be a good Democrat and follow what, is conventional, but I'm really not sure. I'm not sure if that's really how he feels. Debbie K says, "Delayed." Do you mean, are you addressing somebody else in the chat or yeah, possibly delayed. Sorry, it's my phone. Yes, possibly delayed, or there's something I just don't see it happening. And maybe because we end up with a big battle over speaker, and eventually, Hakeem Jeffries gets in there. It's just I feel like what my guys are showing me right now is like when you're pulling a thread from a seam that's already loose and it just really, starts unraveling and just falls apart. That's what I see regarding the GOP. That's interesting, Gina. I think he is doing a lot in the background. I ask my guys, and I ask them every day because I get so worried. For me, it's nighttime, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden all these negative thoughts start going through my head. I'm like, I have to just talk myself down because it is so scary. I mean, but the potential of whatever might happen if his inauguration goes through, even though my guides, oh, and all of my, I asked my guides for messages for you, and I'll read them to you because I noted them down. And they did give me 3, but I'm a human being, and so and if I'm wrong, if it's just too much of an emotional subjectivity that I have, I wanna prepare myself and everybody else because we will still be here, right? And we're still alive on this planet, and it's still, as far as I can see, a spiritual war between good and evil. That's just how I see it. So, we have to still channel, as much light as possible and positivity as possible because the battle is still at play. Just if that did happen, God forbid, but if it does happen that Trump does get inaugurated, we're still in it. We can't just. Well, no, I don't like saying can't because people have a right to do what they want to do. But do you really think we need to have to throw everything down and walk away or just sit back and be victims? Is that what best for us, or do we still need to be in the fight, as difficult as that might be? Faith over fear, Joe. I love that. So I'm sure we're all going through this inner turmoil, and maybe all part of the spiritual evolution. Pluto and Aquarius, and what Mars opposition Pluto. There's a lot of astrological stuff that's going on, and we are in this kind of butter churn we're of evolution where we're trying to decide, d- and work on also, either making our energies denser or lighter. And those of us who choose to go towards the light, that's there's a lot of work there. It's a big challenge because fear is a very it's a powerful thing, right? And it's used with gaslighting and this terrible takeover of our media to lead us astray, to gaslight us, to um, disempower us. Yeah, I'm going to put Robbie. I'm going to put your. Oh, Daniel, I'll ask your question. Yes, I think he will. I have thought that for quite a while now, and I live in Michigan, as you well, so yeah, and I hope he does because he would be a great governor, and he lives in Traverse City already. So, what are other people going through right now? Let's see. You're saying I feel, Robbie. I feel something is brewing in the ethers, and everything my guides show me says something is about to happen, but I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, Joe, yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming on my live. You're so appreciated and welcome here. Uh, yeah, yeah, Joe, you're right. There's a lot happening all over the world. and we look at Georgia, Romania, Serbia, Germany, even India. There's all kinds of movement. And is it correct that India? I heard some other psychics say this. I didn't see it anywhere else. That, or maybe it was on Cosmic Owl Astrology, that India is not going to allow Starlink uh, to be over them or connected to their internet, whatever. That's what I heard, but I don't know if it's true because they have an election coming up. And this is truly this like this battle between good and evil that's coming to such uh what's the word? It's a crescendo. It's coming up to its full on uh last battle here. That's what it feels like regarding Russia, Iran, etc., and the Western democracies. And you know Russia and allies are going for the jugular. But look at Ukraine. Russia's not doing well there, so they're just fighting. Russia is like the guy or female or male that doesn't fight fair. They're just going to go for the gut. They're going to punch the person in the head. They're going to bite the ankles. They're not going to follow any rules of a decorum, right? That's what they're doing. So it's really good to see everybody here. What I want to do real quick, it doesn't have to be quick, but I just want to make sure that I do it and not forget about it. Read you the three things the guides wanted to tell us today. See if I can find it here. Okay, these are the three things, and I asked them just before I came on. Whatever thing, let me start again. Whatever things look like now, everything's going to be righted. Whatever it looks like now. They say stay in your light, and they say don't let fear disconnect you from your higher self. Those are the three things they wanted to tell us. Does that resonate with anybody? Oops, I'm losing track of the comments here. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, cheat, right? I'm talking about Starlink. If you can get them up there, you can win that election. As the U.S. should know. Oh, Marjorie, yeah. The sanctions against Iran and Russia for attempted election interference are the first step last Tuesday. And NATO, there's no way NATO wants Trump, this illegally elected president, to get in there, and Biden doesn't either. But the reason I think they're waiting is because as soon as they do something, you're going to have, all these GOP lawsuits, and they're going to try to rush it to the Supreme Court. We all know where the Supreme Court lies. I think that Biden doesn't want to give them time to undermine what's about to happen. That's what I think. If I'm wrong, again, like I said at the beginning, we'll just have to live through whatever we're going to be living through. But it everything's so counterintuitive towards what's going on internationally and our relationship with NATO. Oh, Lysandra, Happy New Year to you too. Oh, the Virginia House raid. Yeah. What does anybody think about that? Um, yeah, the house raid, they found all those bombs, the largest cache of bombs ever found. Okay, Jasmine, what's the news alert? I think that there's a lot, yeah. Like what led them? What led the FBI or the is it the whatever organization busted those people? Um, you know, wow, that's a big deal. News alert found in apartment funded by Russian government used AI to interfere, with the 2024 elections. Department of Treasury, December 31st, 2024. I had not heard that. Wow. Wowie wow. I'd love to know more about that. Thank you, Jasmine. Um, oh yeah, Virginia maybe. I'm sure Virginia is in some way. I should say, like I say in all my videos, entertainment purposes only. I'm just a psychic talking to my guides. What do I know? Okay. But saying that, I think it's yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah. But I saw Rosie and Karina last night talking about that, and they were using their rods. I always suspected it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, entertainment purposes only, but it it could have been. I have no idea honestly, but I'm sure that all of those types of hideouts and like yeah, they must be all connected with the I mean, why wouldn't they be? They're all of one mind to be connected with the January 6th attempted insurrection. I'm pretty sure it would make so much sense. And I think they were going to try to plant more bombs. Maybe there were bombs that were not found, or there was a lot of like they thought they were going to be able to hold. And then when I say they, the insurrectionists, I think thought they were going to be able to hunker down and hold um, the capital, and then there were reinforcements coming in, and then they were going to take over that way, and then install Trump. But that didn't happen for them. But I'm pretty sure there was a lot of backup, and I would be surprised if those bombs weren't connected somehow, or those people anyway. Maybe there was something larger they were saving them for that hasn't happened yet in the future. So, okay, Michael, let me put this on. There have been 12 killed in mass shooting in Montenegro and the Balkans. The country's prime minister already issued a gun ban after the incident. Prayer and condolences for those passed away. This is the time internationally for violence because of this, the inauguration comings, and the date, and I just the familiarity of these kinds of mass shootings. They always happen around these times, and I believe they're distractions and threats meant to cause chaos and fear. Yeah, yeah, Gail, I saw that too. Um, so we can expect more of this. It's also staged to me, or maybe it's Stochastic terrorism, putting the message out there for whatever narrative. Now is the time to, uh, you know, do these egregious, horrible things. And I felt the same way about the assassination of by alleged is it alleged assassination allegedly by the Luigi, whatever his last name is it Mastriano, that was Stochastic terrorism. That was meant to sow chaos, and then all this narrative just kind of focused on it. The Russians are really good at doing those kinds of things. So that's why I think that happened in the way it did. It was meant to distract us and divide us, and uh, you know start throwing hate on insurance companies, which is easy to do, right? Um, yeah. Jasmine says, I totally agree with you, Melissa, regarding the bombs and their connections, distractions, violence being used to accomplish this. They always do it. It's their game plan down the line. And so this is just more of the same. Fear is a weapon. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, absolutely. So Lola Bell says, Hi, Melissa. I read the suspect, Brad Spatford, was using a photo of Biden for target practice. Not surprised. Not surprised. Of course. Probably Nancy Pelosi was an image he probably used too. So Daniel is giving thank you for all this breaking news. I feel like a news show. Breaking news: the Cybertruck explosion was an active duty special forces soldier, which is really scary when you think about the infiltration of MAGA and Russia in our military. Joe says, "Yeah, make everybody paranoid and afraid, confused and chaotic. That makes us unstable and an easy target." Yeah, I think that's what my guides are stressing, to not be in fear and to hold on to our light, because this is Russia's, you know, playbook of stochastic terrorism and like shooting down those planes, right? Or those, yeah. I'm not sure 100% what caused those plane crashes, but statistically, well, we know about Korea. Um, was it the South Korean airline that uh, was shot down by Russia and wasn't allowed to land in Chechnya? So they crash landed, and I think half of their passengers died. Was that plane crash? So we should know by now, right? What's going on and keep our eye on the prize. Oh yeah, the drones. That was another, you know, head game that I believe the Russians were playing with us. And if you notice, I'm not going to talk or get distracted myself by the topic of UFOs or whatever, but around that time, Congress was just focused on UFOs. Like, why does it matter when we have so many other things going on? That's typical GOP Congress. So they all have to talk about UFOs, right? Finally, people are probably they're finally giving them credence, but it's a waste of time regarding what everything else that's going on. As far as I'm concerned, it can kind of like, you know, like wait its turn. Doesn't have to go through Congress. I don't understand. Oh, so it was the Azerbaijan flight. Yeah, not this. I knew I was wrong. Here, let me put that up. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm sorry for the misinformation. But I definitely like to correct things. So the plane that was shot down was the Azerbaijan airline flight in Kazakhstan. Yeah, thank you, Michael. So, Melissa, this is from Jasmine Clark. 2024 was the year of exposure, and 2025 is the year of punishment and judgment for Trump and cohorts in crime. I believe that too. In all the readings I've done, without, even not in this context, but just over the years, I've always seen justice catching up with these guys. Yeah, regarding aliens and extraterrestrials, I just don't think. I think what happens is that Russia uses that particular topic to distract us. Whether they are, I'm not, the conversation about that, I'm not commenting on that. It's just that why is the GOP like, having hearings on it? Yeah, there was some underlying motive for that, that really didn't have to do with aliens or extraterrestrials. Um, hey Hazel, says a lot, Master Light. A lot of us experienced awakened individuals just want our liberation fully instated for our greater good. 100%. I agree with you. Um, so it is this time that we're so challenged by Neptunian gaslighting, by uh, holding to our own truth versus being swayed by uh, like a collective delusion. And if we're in a collective delusion, what results from that? Uh, Followers of RFK Jr. and MAGA and QAnon, and that is a potent tool for Putin. Potent, and it's KGB all the way. Hey, Elizabeth, Happy New Year's. So, yeah, thank you, Master Light. Thank you for being part of the chat so much. Um, and I think that I'm hoping that coming into 2025 is a year of truth, and talking about truth, and being extra careful with truth, our beliefs, uh, making sure that um, as much as we can be following the truth. Truth is a spiritual, like it's a spiritual thing. Putin likes to make us believe it's just there's no truth, it's kind of like infotainment, like how Fox went to that place because they were following the Putin line of thinking that make people disconnect from the truth, and then we can just say everything's an opinion, and then both sides it. And everybody has a right to their own belief and to be um, believed as much as the other side when we know that the one side with the MAGA was completely nuts, insane, and then, beyond that caused people, uh, danger, like with the whole, disbelief of COVID protocol and, um, yeah, happy New Year, everybody, again. Thank you, Elizabeth. I hope so. Maybe 45 is planning to declare martial law, marital law, martial law soon after his inauguration. These attacks could be a trigger. Well, I hope it's before the inauguration, but 45 has a right, as far as I believe, to call martial law now because I believe we're at war. We're obviously at war with Russia, and we have been for years. And they rigged and hacked our election, which is an act of war. I think he should call martial law. Hey, Karen, no worries. Hey, C-Spake, I'm sorry, the C-Scape. Good to see you. Let's see, Linda, what are you saying here? The Black Ops, UAP, UFO organizations need and want huge amounts of money. That's why. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, I would love to see a Congress that wasn't wasting its time on instead trying to get Roe versus Wade codified and the Equal Rights Amendment, and there's so many things that I want them to be working on. Thank you, Daniel. Say a prayer, light a candle, stay calm. Things are never forever. Oh, hi, JC. I'm late here. Not sure if you're working today. Talked about the news breaking and election interference, but if it didn't include the hacking, will that also be exposed? I think it will. I'll ask my guides. I'm just using my pendulum here. Yes, the guides say it will. It's all going to happen really fast. It's going to be intense, and maybe that's why the FBI and those other organizations are going after like uh, the like the one percenters and the Proud Boys and the people who would be having huge arms stashes and things because they want to they just want to secure the Capitol before all this goes down. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, 45 gave Pootie all those COVID test kits. Plus, he is a traitor. Oh, he sold our secrets to Putin and other foreign countries, getting our people killed, and he didn't return a whole bunch, even when he was required to do so. And that whole thing with Eileen Cannon, and just oh my god, they must have put a lot of like planning into that, the GOP or Trump's people before he left, to play interference with that particular investigation. What a horrible, horrible man. Yeah, I believe that too. So, Lori's saying, "Hi, Melissa. I think the Vegas Cybertruck explosion was a protest against Trump and Musk, and I believe the New Orleans attack was separate. Although they're finding allegedly some commonalities between the owner of the Cybertruck and the the shooter, who I think was unalived. It was so strange. One thing I noticed with that Tesla truck exploding was it looked like fireworks were going off. Which I don't know whether that was a trick of the eye or something, but I thought, yeah, was that just stuffed with fireworks? What does everybody think, or does anybody want to weigh in about the the ultimate irony of a Tesla truck exploding in front of Trump Tower? Hey, Elisa. Yeah, Jasmine, I heard that too. Yeah, what I heard that those barriers were erected right after, I think, right after Kamala Harris and, Joe Biden came back from their vacations, you know? Says, "News is too confusing, ATM events, new too fully to investigate." Well, they just happen to. Um, but it has to be Russia backed. That's what I'm saying. They always do stuff like this. Obfuscate, terrorize, confuse, because they want this inauguration to go through. Another thing that, oh, what kind of message, Linda? One of the other things I oh, now I've lost my train of thought here. Oh, loves peace. I think it's an epiphany because Musk and Trump will be in huge trouble. I don't think anybody was unalived in that, right? I think it. I don't think there were any deaths in that. Does anybody know any different? So Penguin Sky YouTube channel shows the fence being built before the election. There are several places to create multiple barriers. Oh, here you go, Lola Bell. I think it was made to send a message from disgruntled Red Hot MAGA over Elon Trump's visa exemptions. What it's actually enjoyable in a terrible way, Ms. Schadenfreude, to watch Musk and, and Trump together and just hating each other and just the disaster of that. Oh my God. Says Musk probably did it. I think it's possible. What are you saying, Jeff Rowe here? My honest opinion is that I think both the Viet truck and New Orleans acts are from the far right because they're afraid the truth about the election and interference, distraction. I think it's a distraction personally. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I just wish it would stop. Linda, what are you saying here? Musk truck, Trump hotel, just a big poke to say, stop what you're trying to do, MAGA to MAGA. We don't like it. And then there's that whole, like, fiasco around John Jr. I guess he's being kicked to the side. And then didn't John break up with Kimberly? There's all kinds of what? I didn't know that. There's all kinds of trauma, like soap opera stuff going around Mar-a-Lago right now. Tesla truck driver shot himself. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Wow. What was the point of that? I want to ask my guides because it's just so weird. Let's see. What did my guides say? A grain of salt. I ask my guides, but just because I'm telling you what I hear doesn't mean it's true or not. It's the best I can do to hear, to give information. Sometimes I'm really accurate, and sometimes my emotions can get in the way, and I just, try to be grounded about that. Let's see what you say, Rabia. Um, so it was meant as a distraction. It's another attempt to victimize Trump. Like and I'm going to say it. Sorry, you too, but the fake assassinations allegedly. I never thought any of them were real assassination attempts for Trump. It's in the same vein, and the guys are saying stochastic terrorism is being used widely now. Now, stochastic terrorism is like a drumbeat. It's like a narrative that's creative to inflame people to action, to violent action. And it's hard to trace back, and you could say like Telegraph and other places, the dark web is where it originates. And I believe people are that behind the scenes, like the psyops, uh, Putin psyops, they target various people in various groups, and then they kind of get in there, and then they beat the drum for like violent action, and they assist maybe even in a way to provide access or uh, give them directions, and then that person goes ahead and on the appointed day, or when it gets to um, the trigger, they go off and then they commit that act. That's what I think. Oh, thank you, Julie. 100% agree with Melissa. Attempts of sympathy warring towards Trump. Um, Staged, yeah. Trump is oh, that's true. I never thought of that. Trump is connected. Thank you, JC. Trump's connected to WWE who use fake blood pods. I never believed any of those assassinations. My guides, were just like plus even if I didn't think I heard my guides, or if I didn't ask, I wouldn't know. I think a lot of us knew. I mean, it just looks so stupid. No blood on his shirt. There were so many different things that were messed up, that it was obvious fake. Yeah, we did. We were Love's Peace. We did talk about that. Um, the Virginia stockpile of bombs. We did talk about that. And one of the things that amongst many, that I really hope is honed in on by the FBI is stochastic terrorism. We need to clean up in a major way the internet, because it's used in a as terrorism, or it can evoke terrorism, and often coming from of well, I'm sure it comes from within the United States, but often from outside of the USA. So it's got to be dealt with. The WWE Artistic World, that's the Worldwide Wrestling Association, I think, right? Or something to do with the wrestling, worldwide wrestling. Thank you, Lola Bell. I'll see if I can. Oh, did I? No, I did answer that question. Yeah, they said it was just all these things are like totally psyops. That these events strategically meant to distract us, to frighten us, and to get us away from questioning the election. Because they must know. I mean, Putin must know that like he's under scrutiny. Sanctions. Thank you very much. Um, and I hope it comes back to my mind that there was another issue that was like just so egregious in terms of uh, psyops. So I'll find it. It'll come back to me as we carry on talking. Um, oh, Trump has a packet of ketchup from McDonald's in his pocket that broke open. Is Putin getting unalive soon? I I keep on hearing that his end is nigh, but I am not good at like accuracy with dates of people transitioning, but they do keep on. I don't know whether it's the end of his regime or the end of his life. I really don't know, but that's what I hear. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, my God, there's he's made such a mess of things, and, he's destroyed the Russian economy, million lives. For what? He keeps on losing. He's terrible. He's like Trump, but like Trump is like a classic malevolent narcissist, and Putin is like, major megalomaniac sociopath, but he's a terrible, leader. He's terrible. He just messes up everything, but he does a lot. He can do a lot of damage. Oh, I knew somebody was gonna ask me that. Uh, Mike Johnson be certified. I'll ask the guys, please, big grain of salt, because I do have skin in the game here, like my emotionality. I really want Hakeem Jeffries to somehow magically kind of, well, not, I mean, I'm not saying even magically, like it's a very big possibility that he could be speaker. But I'll just tell you what the energy feels like for me today. Okay. Thank you. No, the guides say no. There's a lot of, the tarot card 5 of Wands. There's a lot of that going on. There's just so much infighting. Um, wow. I'm getting no. But yeah, obviously could be wrong. Oh, that's interesting, Joe. Um, she's saying, I read a book that explains how Bannon started that and cultivated the secret chat of followers. Devil's Bargain. Great read, very revealing. Ah, I should get that. There's so much evil going on in that darkness. Oh, that's interesting, JC. The one woman DHO is taking care of him, cannot be trusted, and may already be poisoning him. He's scared of being poisoned. I think for a long time we've known that Putin has a taster. Like in days of old, somebody tastes his food for him. Um, I keep on getting like somebody from the Wagner, not Warner, from the Wagner group wants to do the honors because of what they did to Prigozhin, what Putin did to Prigozhin. And I think there's quite a few people who want to be responsible, but they're kind of jockeying for like the honor. Um, oh, I haven't even asked that question. Love's piece. Also, do you get that Elon paid Trump's debts to China and Putin? Good question. No. In fact, the guides are saying Elon himself is in debt to both places. That he owns Trump because he gave him the election via Starlink. He knows where the bodies are buried. He just owns them because, and if you can remember at the rallies, Trump saying, none of you need to vote. Voting doesn't matter. And also, I remember whether it was at a rally or maybe it was something. Trump was in an interview or something, but saying, "Oh, yeah, we've got Starlink. Yeah, that's great. Musk is great." Something like that. I mean, Trump always comes out with what his truth is, and that's what he said. So he knew, and he was told by, I'm sure, Putin and uh, Musk that he's got it in the bag, and this is how they were going to do it. But Elon, I believe, is thoroughly owned by Putin, thoroughly lock, stock, and barrel. And we know they've been in communication that's come out for several years, like a lot. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. Um, there's so much corruption, so much evil. But there's also, under Biden's watch, been a huge amount of a coalition between, the Western democracies of the world and the enemies of Putin, and they're tight. So they're working together to end Putin's regime and end this tyranny and this uh, invasion, this war against democracies, so guides say, and this war is raging now, and it's going to carry on. Let's see. That's right. Thank you, JC. Trump said it's not the vote; it's who counts the votes. Let's see, Elisa. That's why last couple of weeks of the campaign, Trump was out playing golf instead of on the campaign trail. He knew it was in the bag. He did know it was in the bag. Oh, thank you, Joe. Um, Pluto is squaring Mars tomorrow. It will really heat up. Pluto and Aquarius for the people. Uh, us average Joes. LOL. Also, the isms, racism, masochism, etc. Yes. Loves peace. If I'm missing anybody's questions, I'm just trying to catch them as I can and still concentrate and talk and try to remember what I wanted to talk to you about. There was one other thing. It doesn't matter. I'll come about it some other time, or I'll figure it out. But it's not because I don't want to read your comments out loud. Um, what do I get on Polymarket or the CEO? Oh, did he talk? I saw a lot of whistleblowers, that there were a lot of whistleblowers. Yes, he has already. Shane, they're saying, allegedly, Shane, Copland has spilled the beans. Um, so Jasmine Clark is saying, "Well, Melissa, I've been saying that till the cows come home, and no one believes me. Elon owns Trump. He gave him the election, and he won't let Trump out of his sight. Trump loose lips will talk." Yeah, it's such a weird relationship between the two of them, and you can see the dominance, of that Musk takes over Trump. Oh, thank you, Linda. It's good to spend time with you too. Carol, I believe so, but when I said this before earlier in this live, I have subjectivity because I so much want that to happen. But I think maybe that would be amazing. I mean, the um, majority that the GOP have is so thin, and that it would be wonderful to have like a cohesive Congress. And I'm sure that there are many Republicans who think the same thing. Yeah, and now Gates is gone, right? And that woman, the GOP, bless her soul, but the GOP congresswoman who was in a memory care home for 6 months, but Mike Johnson and the leadership of the GOP neglected to tell anybody. What happened to her votes? Did somebody vote in her place? I didn't ask my guys about that, but it comes to mind. Like how did that happen? Uh, let's see. Thank you, Karen. Um, Elon's son, oh yeah, Elon's son, loose lips talked to Tucker Carlson. I saw that, and Elon just laughed. Yeah, the son saying, "Daddy, uh, we were." What did he say exactly? Something like, my daddy, we have secrets. Like what we were able to do with the election, something like that. I don't remember. Oh, that's a good question. Let's see what I'm missing here. Let's see, I've been concerned about 45 and company bringing in outside military troops like the Wagner mercenary to help them throw the government. especially if they couldn't steal the election. That's a scary thing, but I can ask about that. They're not gonna do that. The the Wagner Group is not what it used to be, the guides are saying, because they're taking hits in Ukraine, and they're concentrated there, and I don't think so. This maybe before. I'm sure they were around in the 2020 insurrection attempt, and they've been involved in a lot of things. My guides say no, not this time. Oh, Joe, I'm glad you found my channel too. It's great. All of you are so great. This is such an interesting conversation. I love it. And there's so much I miss, and I love it that what everybody brings to the table. It's really helpful for me. There was something that I wanted to. It's just below. Oh, I remember. I remember. Somebody was asking me if all spirit guides were equal. Yes, all guides are equally knowledgeable. All of our guides, because they're tapped into divine knowledge, and they all share information. They're on their level and their frequency. They know all. They tap into information because they work collectively. Really, they also have special skills too regarding our own personal journeys. But yeah, yeah, they can tap into everything. The thing is, I think, is what we're allowed to know and what we're not allowed to know as humans, but they are all equally knowledgeable. And if they don't know, they can ask another guide. But I mean, it's collective information. This is a great question, Lisa. Why didn't DOJ or Dems know the election was being hijacked? Germany just accused Musk of influencing their election. It was very obvious he was doing the same in the US prior to the election. I wonder that myself, and, like, I have, like, when I'm in my fear, the conversation is like, we should have known never should have gotten to this point. Um, the guides show me it's because of Congress, because Congress had the key to the funding and the key. This is interesting too. One of the reasons they say DeJoy didn't get o o ousted by the board was because there was some kind of, like it was a threat. Like, "If you oust DeJoy, then we are not gonna fund this." Like, they used the power of the purse to, like, be a stop gap or something for things to flow, and, not only did they hold back some information or intentionally obscure information, they, uh they were actively assisting in getting M Musk those contracts, and it was Congress and also, infiltration of FBI and various branches of our government, as well as, the Supreme Court. They did, like, they knew. You could say the same thing with Obama. They knew, but there was something hidden from them. There were key people, or I should say there still are, that were in various places that, blocked knowledge, and it was too late once it happened. And the way that they did it very cleverly, how it was hidden. But there was and still are traitors, the turncoats, if an old-fashioned description, in our government. And we have to, you know, take care of that, weed them out. Um, oh, this is interesting. Notice there hasn't been any reporting of transitioning protocols, including the normal visit from Melania to prep her moving in. Yeah, there's been like radio silence on a lot of things. Things have just not been commented on. Um, so yeah, Wagner. No, Wagner's. are you saying now Wagner is a group united against Putin? Just joined their YouTube this morning. That's what I was getting too, by the way. Thank you for confirming that. Free Russia something group. Um, so one of the things I want us to do before I end today is to, for those of you who are comfortable, and I come from a non-denominational place regarding prayer. Uh, I wasn't really raised in a way where prayer was important collectively, but not in the way, um, to archangels directly and to angels or so. But I wrote my book and got a lot of information and was thank you, guides was able to channel the archangels and find a lot because that was my question to begin with, like what is prayer? But today, can we pray for those who want to take part in any way that you care to pray? um, yeah, yeah, Linda, I don't know if that was a question for you, but I wrote a book called A Bridge of Light: How to Pray to Angels. You can get it on YouTube. The information will be below, um, in the, like, description. It's Melissa R. Sklar, that's my actual name. Um, and it's all about prayer. But let's pray. Um, and this is the best way I pray. I think it actually helps, like, connect my third eye with, um, my higher chakras and with the angels and with the cosmos. But I wanna pray for us to be protected in the light and to be connected to our higher selves and to stay in the light and to stay in tune with divine love, divine knowledge, divine wisdom, divine will. And I want us to pray for the whole world to move forward into the newer frequencies, the newer dimensional uh, resonations that are happening and not be pulled back into what was, into the negativity. Move forward. I imagine the world surrounded by light. I imagine us to be surrounded by light and all sentient beings as we move higher into higher consciousness, into higher vibrational frequencies. Let love and light and calm infuse our beings today. Amen. Okay. I didn't write the prayer down. I was just creating it. So, oh, thank you. Yay. SCR says the book is wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, before I end here, is there anything else you want me to touch upon or mention while there's time? Thank you, Sandy. Um, we're all together in this prayer, right? We're all together in the light. Um, yeah, loves peace. I think so too. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna do another live in a week or so. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens next, right? But let's stay in our light. Let's stay in our connected with our higher selves, right? And faith over fear. I will let that be the last comment that I post here. Okay, bye, you guys. Take care. Bye bye. Bye.